The Winchester rifle, probably American-made, was nestled in the branches of a tree that offered a clear view of the estate's shimmering pool. Aaron Chase, wearing rubber gloves and peering through a small monocle, crouched about 70 yards away, close enough to see everything. Lounge chairs circled the pool, which sat on the luxurious property of Julian Ford, a millionaire with expensive tastes and a shameless interest in other men's wives. Although Aaron was just outside the estate's boundary, the distance didn't matter. Not for what he was planning. Julian Ford wasn't just any wealthy playboy, he was Lily's boss. Lily, Aaron's wife of 16 years, was a striking woman with carefully styled brown hair and a manipulative streak that had grown sharper with time. She'd worked for Ford for 2 years and, for the last month, had spent every weekend at his estate. She didn't lie about it either. She'd bluntly told Aaron she intended to sleep with her boss while Ford's wife, Emma, was off doing charity work. Whether Emma suspected anything, Aaron didn't know, but he figured the staff had to. Aaron watched now as Ford swaggered toward the pool in swim trunks, Lily right behind him in a barely their top. He'd seen this scene before. Over the past few weekends, he'd been quietly observing, tracking their movements, watching their routine. And today, he'd made up his mind. It was time to end this charade. Lily and Ford certainly made a picture, her lean, poised figure beside his athletic, showy frame. Aaron could understand why she might be drawn to him, but that didn't mean he accepted it. From the moment Lily coldly told him about her plan, he had been firmly against it, though he'd kept his reaction measured. He and Lily were both 37, with twin 15-year-old daughters, Lila and Ella, who resembled their mother more than he'd like. The girls were staying at his parents' house before heading to football camp. Meanwhile, Aaron was supposedly on a long bike ride with his best friend and business partner, Ethan Brooks, a solid alibi. The two men had built a successful company together, and both were now wealthy. Ethan had married Naomi, the girl both he and Aaron had once loved. She had chosen Ethan, and Aaron had accepted it. Later, he met Lily in college, a woman who, at the time, seemed like everything he'd ever wanted. Months ago, while Ethan waited on the bike path, Aaron had stepped away to put his plan into motion. He watched from the tree as Lily and Ford embraced. The hug turned into a kiss. And then, just as they separated, a single shot rang out. Ford's chest erupted, and he staggered back, blood pouring from the wound. Lily screamed, crumbled to the ground, then crawled to the pool and threw herself in. Aaron had seen enough. He climbed down from the tree, jogged up the hill, and tossed the rifle into the bushes. Removing the gloves and stock cover, he stuffed them into a plastic bag clipped to his belt. He got on his bike and rode to meet Ethan, making sure no one saw him. They continued their ride like nothing had happened. 6 miles later, Aaron casually tossed the plastic bag into a dumpster. By the time they reached Ethan's house, the rifle was the last thing on his mind. He didn't expect it to be traced. He'd had it for years, an old gift from a dying acquaintance. There were 4 weapons total, including a World War II rifle. This one had never been stored with the rest. Aaron had always kept it hidden in a garage closet. When Lily had first told him, without remorse, that she was going to sleep with her boss, the idea of using that rifle had taken root almost instantly. He even took her to their country place that week, pretending it was for fun, but really to make sure she could shoot straight. He made a few adjustments, and the weapon was ready. At Ethan's house, Naomi met them with cold beers and a warm smile. "How was the ride?" she asked. "Pretty great," Ethan said. "Quiet trail. Good workout." Naomi, still attractive in a more down-to-earth way, hugged them both. Aaron had always liked her more than he should have. Later, after some beers and showers, they gathered by the pool again. Naomi turned to Aaron. "So, how long is this thing with Lily going to go on?" She knew everything. Aaron had confided in them both. Naomi had urged him to kick Lily out from the start. Ethan had suggested patience for the sake of the kids and their business. But Aaron already knew what he was going to do. He despised men who went after married women, especially his. He turned to Naomi and replied quietly, "I'm not sure. But I'd like things to work out with Maya." Naomi nodded, but repeated, "You should leave Lily." She had never liked her. Their families had only stayed in touch because of the kids. Naomi and Ethan boys were the same age as Lila and Ella. Socially, they pretended things were fine, but Lily's social circle revolved around snobby country club types, while Naomi preferred grassroots politics and book clubs. The two women had little in common. Lily's transformation had started 2 years ago, right after she got the job with Ford. While Naomi stayed grounded in her long-time role, Lily quickly embraced her new flashy life and the narcissism that came with it. As Aaron sat by the pool, he ran it all back in his mind. For nearly 2 years, he hadn't seen the signs. Lily still slept beside him, still cheered at their daughter's soccer games. Then, one night, she said, out of nowhere, "Aaron, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to. I hope it doesn't destroy us. I love you." He said nothing, just stared. She continued, cold and calm. "Julian and I like each other. His wife's gone on weekends. I'll be seeing him starting Friday. I don't know when it'll stop." Aaron didn't argue. Deep down, he knew it was over, her, Ford, the marriage. All of it. He hadn't decided what to do with Lily. He still felt something for her, but her worst qualities had risen to the surface lately, her cruelty, her arrogance, her shallow sense of self-worth. He thought of the rifle in the garage, and a smile tugged at his lips. Lily, watching him closely, seemed rattled. "What's so funny?" she snapped. "Nothing," he replied, still smiling. The expression sent a shiver down her spine. Then he stood. "Did you sleep with him yet?" She paused. "No. Just kissed." "All right," Aaron said. "I'll sleep in the guest house. When you're done with your rich plaything, let me know. Maybe we'll see if anything's left." Then he walked upstairs to pack for the night. Lily sat in the living room, stewing in quiet discontent. Things hadn't unfolded quite the way she imagined, but she was still set on her plans. It was Wednesday, and her mind was consumed with thoughts of Julian. He was younger than Aaron, successful, well-educated, and had the kind of sculpted body that drew stares. Her interest in him had solidified the day she saw him shirtless in the office gym, confident, toned, and unbothered. She expected the affair to last a few months, maybe longer. Possibly something permanent if it worked out. Yes, she loved Aaron, or at least appreciated the stability he provided. But she was restless and more drawn to Julian than she cared to admit. She kept telling herself it was temporary, that she and Aaron would be fine once the spark faded. That same Wednesday night, Aaron lay wide awake. With the twins spending the weekend at friends' houses, he had time on his hands, time to think, to reflect, and to check his weapons cache, an old habit he hadn't revisited in months. On Thursday, he grabbed lunch at his usual cafe, where he often ran into Maya Preston. Maya was young, athletic, and sharp, with dark hair and a presence that reminded him of Naomi, Ethan, wife, and Aaron's long-ago first love. He and Maya had exchanged flirty conversations for weeks, but he hadn't considered acting on it. That changed the moment Lily announced her affair. This time, instead of sitting across from her, Aaron slid in beside her. She noticed instantly and smiled. She'd been hoping for this. She knew he was married, but something about Aaron pulled her in. "Something's different today," she said, tilting her head. Aaron grinned, almost laughing. "Yeah, my wife's sleeping with her boss." Maya touched his thigh gently. "So, what are you going to do?" He shrugged. "Thought I'd see if you wanted to have dinner and dance tomorrow night." "I'd love that," she said, her voice soft but sure. She touched his cheek, and he felt like a teenager again. He leaned in and gave her a quick kiss, playful but electric. "I should go. I might get arrested if I stay here." They exchanged numbers, and Aaron left floating, feeling light for the first time in weeks. Back at work, a few coworkers noticed his sudden lift. So did Lily when he came home, walking with a new spring in his step. "I made lasagna," she said, offering a salad too, her version of a peace gesture. "Thanks," he replied. "I'm starving." She studied him carefully. He wasn't sulking, wasn't moody. Something had shifted. As they sat down to eat, she tested the waters. "I'm going to Julian's tomorrow." Aaron didn't flinch. "Still not too late to change your mind. I think you'll regret it." She blinked. No anger. No accusations. Just calm certainty. A brief flicker of affection passed through her, but it faded quickly. "I need this," she muttered. Aaron looked at her for a moment, then said, "I don't think we define need the same way, Lily." After dinner, she began clearing the plates. "I hope you'll still sleep with me tonight. Maybe we can end this phase kindly." He shook his head. "No. You'll see me when you're done with your little vacation." Her disappointment was obvious. She had hoped for one last gentle night, a curtain call before things fell apart. But Aaron was already gone in more ways than one. As he reached the guest house door, he paused. "Maybe something will return, Lily." But probably not. Lily sat in silence at the table. For the first time, she saw the full weight of what she was doing. She thought she could control it, manage the damage. She believed they'd bounce back. But she realized now that might not be possible. Still, she didn't stop. Aaron's composure only added to her irritation. Maybe he didn't care as much as she'd thought. On Friday evening, she packed her bag, slipping in a tight new nightgown, and went to work. Julian greeted her with a discreet kiss behind closed doors. They left separately, as always. At 6, she arrived at his estate. Julian pulled her in for a longer kiss this time. She rushed upstairs, giddy with anticipation. He tried to lift her, but the struggle reminded her that he lacked Aaron's physical strength, not that she cared right now. Clothes came off quickly. Their first time was rushed but intense. Afterward, she felt energized, even hopeful. Julian, satisfied and smug, treated it like a victory. She pulled him into round 2 shortly after. Later, they shared a luxurious dinner. "Did you enjoy it?" he asked, smiling. "Of course." "And you?" she replied. "The best," he said proudly. Lily chuckled, then softly sang a line from Simply the Best, a song she and Aaron used to sing during road trips. The memory stung. She brushed it off. Later, in the bedroom, they watched a romantic movie. Julian made a move for a third round, but Lily waved him off. "Let's finish the movie first." Eventually, they had sex again, though it lacked the spark of the first. She was impressed Julian had the stamina, but the novelty was already wearing thin. Meanwhile, Aaron was picking up Maya in his restored MGB convertible. She looked stunning in a deep red dress that clung in all the right places. Aaron, dressed in a crisp blue suit, looked equally sharp. She climbed in with a smile. Dinner at the Wellington Hotel was relaxed and elegant. Then they danced nearby. Aaron, fit and light on his feet, impressed her. He hadn't danced like this since his early days with Lily. Maya moved with ease, sensual and effortless, making Aaron feel alive again. She reminded him of Naomi, only younger and more open. Eventually, they slipped away. "Take me to your place," Maya said, voice low. 15 minutes later, they were inside. Clothes came off fast. They didn't even reach the bedroom. On the living room couch, Maya took the lead, throwing Aaron back, hungry for more. It was raw, intense, and unlike anything he'd experienced in years. The next morning, they showered together. Aaron made breakfast, eggs, toast, fruit. As he served the plates, Maya looked at him seriously. "I'm in love with you, Aaron," she said. I needed to say it. Aaron paused, met her eyes, and said, "I think. I feel the same." "Let it be," Aaron murmured, shaking his head and staring at the empty plates. Hard to believe how fast everything changes. "They're done with the eggs now?" Maya asked, half laughing. Aaron smiled, lifting her into his arms again. "Yeah, all done." The weekend carried on in much the same way for both couples. Lily was satisfied with Julian, at least physically. He lavished her with attention and kept her entertained, for the most part. Aaron, on the other hand, found himself falling hard for Maya. Their connection felt fresh and unfiltered, something he hadn't felt in years. By Sunday afternoon, Lily and Julian casually agreed to meet again the next weekend. Meanwhile, Aaron and Maya were already thinking ahead. They planned another date for the coming Friday, depending on Lily's plans, and decided to have lunch together every day that week. After spending most of Sunday together, Aaron dropped her off at her apartment, a stylish place that spoke to her success as a young attorney. As fate would have it, Lily walked in just minutes after Aaron returned home. They met in the entryway, eyes locking in a moment heavy with unspoken tension. Aaron's smile came first, subtle but unmistakable. Lily noticed and didn't like it. "How was your weekend?" she asked, her tone casual but edged. "Alone, I assume?" Aaron shrugged. "How's Richie Rich?" She narrowed her eyes. If Lily had been honest, she would have admitted that while Julian was exciting, he didn't compare to Aaron in depth or substance. Instead, she said with a forced smile, "He was great. I'll be leaving again next weekend. The girls aren't coming back until Sunday." She knew something was off. Aaron was too happy, too light. It unsettled her. That night, they ordered Chinese food, silent, disconnected. Lily didn't know how to break the news to their daughters. She hoped Aaron would soften, maybe ask her to stop seeing Julian. But no such conversation came. Throughout the week, Aaron met Maya for lunch every day. On Friday, they planned to go to a concert and spend the weekend at her place. At home, his interactions with Lily were clipped and emotionless. They discussed logistics, not feelings. Lily still hoped his coldness was an act, that eventually he'd crack. But he never did. He slept in the guest house every night, watched baseball or read, and never once asked Lily about her day. He barely acknowledged her. The marriage was frozen, suspended in this hollow routine. Late at night, Aaron walked the backyard, eyes drifting toward Ford's estate in the distance. Using Google Maps and a pair of night vision goggles, he began mapping the area in his head. He also bought a directional listening device with cash, testing it from a few spots. By the weekend, he had a clear mental layout, and the device worked. He could hear pieces of Lily and Julian's conversations when they lounged by the pool. Aaron found most of what they said painfully dull, but still he listened. The following weekend, after Maya left to have lunch with her parents, Aaron used the time to return to the Ford estate perimeter. He watched. He noted patterns. It became part obsession, part therapy. That Tuesday night, with the twins finally back home, dinner felt unusually tense. Halfway through the meal, Lila broke the silence. "Mom? Dad? What's going on?" Lily stiffened. "We're dealing with some issues. Don't worry. Everything will be fine." The girls looked to Aaron. He put down his fork. "Your mother decided to start a physical relationship with her boss. So I moved into the guest house. As for what happens next, we're still figuring it out." Lily's face flushed red. "Aaron, there's nothing inaccurate about what I said," he replied calmly. Lily opened her mouth to explain, but Ella cut in. "So you wanted a new man? Is that it? Seriously, Mom?" Lily stood abruptly and ran upstairs. "Are you two getting divorced?" Lila asked. "I don't know yet," Aaron replied. "Nothing's final, but I need you both to keep this private." "Okay." Both girls nodded. "Promise?" "Yes," they said together. Aaron exhaled slowly. "I've met someone new. I'd like you to meet her this weekend. Your mom will be with her friend." Lila raised a brow. "So this is serious? You want us to meet her, and that means maybe she's going to be around a while." Aaron nodded. "I wouldn't have introduced anyone unless things were real." Ella smirked. "Wow, didn't think you moved that fast, Dad." Aaron chuckled. "Honestly, I didn't either. I'd seen Maya around. She was just someone I talked to at lunch. But once your mom made her choice, I made mine." There was an awkward silence. The girls sat with it. Eventually, Lila asked, "When do we meet her?" "You've got a soccer game Saturday afternoon, right? Maybe she'll come with me." Ella tilted her head. "You're not worried what other parents will think?" Aaron gave her a steady look. "I'm more concerned about what you two think." The girls exchanged a glance, but said nothing more. Meanwhile, Lily never came back downstairs that night. On Friday, she returned to Julian's estate, hoping to feel that spark again. At first, things were fine, but boredom started to creep in. Julian's charm wore thin. His physical stamina was decent, but his routine became predictable. Lily tried to spice things up, new ideas, new energy, but he wasn't interested. He maxed out at 3 quick rounds a day and showed no interest in cuddling or connecting afterward. The rest of the time, they just sat around the estate. Since the relationship was a secret, they couldn't go out. She wandered the grounds, swam in the pool, took long walks, alone. Aaron, on the other hand, had plans. He took Maya dancing at a local club, where she introduced him to one of her friends, Zoe Carter. Aaron made no effort to hide the relationship. He didn't care anymore who knew. They danced all night and ended up back at Maya's place. He left around 1 a.m. When he walked in, the twins were still awake, sitting in the living room. Ella raised an eyebrow. "You know we have a game tomorrow, right?" she said. "You should be in bed," Aaron replied, smirking. "We were waiting for you," Lila added. "You're smiling. I can guess why." "Never mind that," Aaron said, waving them off. "Bedtime. Game's at 10. Maya's coming with us." At 8:30, Maya arrived, visibly nervous. Aaron was nervous too. The twins watched her closely, silent and uncertain as Aaron opened the door and ushered her inside. For a moment, nobody said a word. Maya looked incredible, effortlessly polished but relaxed. Finally, Aaron broke the silence. "Maya, this is Lila, and this is Ella." Maya gave a warm smile. "Hi. I know this is probably a little weird, but maybe we'll find something in common. I played forward in college, football." "Where?" Ella asked, intrigued. "Notre Dame," Maya replied casually. Aaron blinked, stunned. The girl's eyes widened with admiration. Ella, always the instigator, grabbed a soccer ball and tossed it to Maya. Without missing a beat, Maya caught it with her foot, popped it up, and bounced it off her knee back to Ella, who caught it easily. Maya grinned. The girl smiled back. Aaron gave a satisfied nod. "All right," he said. "Let's head out." Lila and Ella took to the field, dominating as usual. Aaron watched proudly while Maya was practically vibrating with energy, cheering and bouncing in her seat with every play. Other parents noticed her enthusiasm. It was hard to miss. The game was tight. The opposing team took an early 2-goal lead, but the home team fought back to even the score. With 2 minutes left, the visiting coach made a substitution. Ella stood near the sidelines when Maya leaned in. They'll try to run the ball through your side. Get ahead of it and break it up early. Ella nodded and jogged back. Seconds later, just as Maya predicted, the play developed exactly that way. Ella intercepted the pass and flew down the field. Aaron jumped to his feet, heart pounding. Maya, in contrast, remained calm, laser-focused. Ella faked left, pulled the keeper out, and sent the ball sailing into the net. The game ended right there. Celebration erupted. Parents clapped and cheered. Aaron hugged the girls, and Maya stepped back, quietly proud. When the moment settled, Ella turned to her. "How did you know?" Maya chuckled. "I watched the game. Really watch it." She gave Ella's hand a quick pat. A few parents took notice. Islam Monroe leaned toward Aaron. "Is she their coach?" "No," Aaron replied, smiling. "Just a friend who used to play." Coach Sophie Lane joined them. "Of course I remember her. Maya Preston. She played forward at Notre Dame." Aaron waved Maya over and introduced her to everyone. There were no awkward questions, just polite curiosity. In the car, Lila smirked. "Dad, you can guess what everyone's thinking." Aaron laughed. "Let them think." They stopped for pizza before Aaron and Maya slipped away for a few hours at her house. Later, they brought back Chinese food. Aaron worried the girls might see it as lazy, but no one complained. After dinner, conversation returned to soccer. Ella, curious, Googled Maya and found her college highlights and bio. She studied law there for 3 years, Ella announced. Around 9 p.m., the energy shifted. Silence crept in. Aaron looked at the girls. "Maya and I are going to the guest house." Ella grinned. "Keep it down, please." Maya laughed. "I'll do my best." After they left, the twins retreated to their room and talked. They liked Maya. That much was clear. And more importantly, they saw how much their dad liked her. Still, it all felt abrupt. Lila sighed. "This isn't Dad's fault, is it? I mean, Mom basically ditched us to go hook up with some idiot." "I hate her for it," Ella replied. "How do you just walk away like that?" "She's selfish," Lila said. "We'll just have to adjust. I like Maya, and Dad seems happy. That counts for something. But they've barely known each other, right?" Ella said. "Things could still change. Maybe Mom and Dad make up somehow." "Maybe," Lila said flatly. They watched a video, then eventually fell asleep. Aaron and Maya, meanwhile, enjoyed another night together, light-hearted and affectionate. In the morning, they made breakfast for 4. Afterward, Maya led an impromptu soccer drill in the backyard. The twins were clearly impressed. Later, Maya left to visit her parents. Aaron took the opportunity to sit down with the girls and talk. He reassured them. If there was a divorce, they'd stay in the house. Both parents would remain in their lives. Nothing would change that. They discussed how to handle things with Lily. Aaron encouraged them to stay respectful, no matter how they felt. Just then, Lily walked through the door. The moment froze. Everyone stared. "I want you girls to know that I love you," she said carefully. "And I still love your father too. That's the truth." Ella didn't blink. "That's what you say, but your actions say something else." Lily sighed. "I can't explain this. I just needed something. This isn't permanent." Lila folded her arms. "Not sure I believe that." Lily turned and headed to the kitchen, saying she was going to cook dinner. The others exchanged looks, but said nothing. The food was good, but the mood stayed heavy. Lily asked about the game. Lila said, "Ella scored the winner. You should tell her." After a pause, Aaron added, "She saw the pass, read it early, broke it up, and took it all the way in." Lily forced a smile and praised them. After dinner, the girls went upstairs. Aaron began clearing the table. Lily lingered. "Aaron, come on. Just tonight? Stay here." "Never," he said, not turning around. "Are you done with him?" he asked coldly. "I don't know. Maybe he's not what I expected. We just stayed in all weekend." "You realize people are starting to notice." "I don't want you embarrassed, Lily. He's hiding you from his wife, and that's the truth." She hesitated, then said, "It's almost over. Maybe one more visit." Aaron turned to her. "Lily, you destroyed our marriage. You're free to stay here, but don't forget, he's all you've got now." Lily's face crumbled. She gasped once, then ran upstairs in tears. By morning, She pretended everything was fine. Work called. Aaron had work too. The girls packed for their visit to their grandparents before heading to summer camp. Aaron met Maya for lunch and told her about Lily's uninvited visit and everything that followed. Then he went home to help the girls with their bags. Lily's day took a strange turn when she got a call from her friend Isla. Lily, who was that stunning woman at the game with Aaron? Lily paused. What woman? The one who played college soccer. Former Notre Dame player. Very pretty. We were all wondering where you were. Lily's throat tightened. Oh, her. Just curious, Isla said lightly. We figured you were away. Lily hung up, staring at the wall, her stomach nodding. Damn it. There weren't any signs, you know, Lily said defensively, her tone a mix of denial and disbelief. No signs. Isla's voice sharpened. Well, they didn't say anything about her. What's her name again? Maya. Lily hesitated. Yes, Maya. Isla pressed on. Lily, where have you even been? I heard something I can't wrap my head around. Like what? Lily asked warily. Like the fact that you left your husband for your boss. That's not true, Lily snapped. I didn't leave him. Well, Isla said, lowering her voice. Chloe Abbott's cousin works at Ford's house. She says there's always a woman there on the weekends when Emma is gone. Lily froze. Crap. So it is you, Isla said, disgusted. God, Lily, what are you doing? This isn't forever, Lily muttered. It's only weekends. You're unbelievable. Meanwhile, Aaron's already with someone else. And I don't blame him. She's younger, prettier. And by the way, your daughters already know her. You screwed this up beyond repair. That stung. Lily stood there in shock, trying to process just how far things had unraveled. That evening, Aaron and Lily dropped the girls off at his parents' place. The car ride back was dead silent. But the moment they stepped inside, Lily turned and slapped him. Aaron stumbled back. What the hell was that? You replaced me, she shouted. Already? You fool. He stared at her, incredulous. You're seriously complaining? What did you expect after what you did? So this was all premeditated? You had your backup girl waiting in the wings. I knew her from the cafe, that's all, he snapped. We didn't even kiss until after you decided to screw your boss. So don't lecture me, Lily. Coward. She hissed and stormed off. Aaron went straight to the guest house. After a moment of pacing, he slipped out the back door, dressed in dark clothes. He climbed into a tree near the Ford estate, ready to test the directional microphone he'd set up earlier. From his perch, he had a clear line of sight to the deck. Ford and Emma sat outside drinking wine, unaware. Aaron adjusted the device and slowly tuned into their conversation. It's not going to last much longer, Ford said lazily. Emma scoffed. You mean your little mistress? Well, you've got your boy toy too, he retorted. Only because you started this crap, she fired back. This is like the fourth or fifth woman, Ford said proudly. And I always make sure their husbands know. Makes it more fun. You're disgusting, Emma said. Ford grinned. But I'm great in bed, right? Emma rolled her eyes. Marcus is better. Liar, Ford chuckled. Their laughter faded into background noise. Aaron clicked off the device, seething. Up until now, he'd told himself not to do anything reckless. He had Maya. Lily's betrayal had already set him free. But hearing Ford talk like that, about using women, humiliating husbands, had pushed something over the edge. The next morning, Aaron walked into Ethan's office. They talked for over an hour. No one else knew what was said. That weekend, Maya stayed with Aaron and the twins. They all slept in the guest house, but during the day, it was almost like they were a real family. After Saturday's soccer game, Maya gave the girls another informal practice. That night, lying in bed, Maya finally asked, So what happens next? Are we exclusive? Aaron chuckled. You mean, am I still sneaking around with Lily on the side? Maya giggled. Basically, yeah. No chance, he said. I'm a one-woman man. If you want to be that woman, I'm in. Maya hesitated. You've been married for so long. I feel like I'm ruining something. You didn't ruin a thing, Aaron replied. The moment Lily ran to her boss, she ended it. Honestly, I felt liberated. The next morning, they went for a light jog, then made breakfast for the four of them. Maya had to leave early to help her mom with some elaborate cake recipe. Aaron told the girls he was going for a long bike ride with Ethan and hugged each of them before heading out. But his real plan had been in motion for days. Earlier that week, Aaron had placed the old rifle, cleaned, loaded, and wrapped, in the same tree he'd used before. As he approached it now, he briefly hoped someone might have stolen it. No such luck. Everything was still exactly where he left it. He had doubts, serious ones. But the memory of Ford mocking husbands, bragging about his conquests, and treating Lily like another notch snapped that hesitation in half. And then, of course, there was the image of Lily, his nearly undressed wife, kissing that man. Aaron took a breath and thought, this ends now. Later, Aaron and Ethan were back at Ethan's house, sitting outside with beers when Naomi burst through the door. It's on the news, she gasped. Ford's been shot. He's dead. Aaron sprang to his feet. What about Lily? They said a woman was there, but she wasn't hurt. Ethan swore and opened a news feed on his phone. He had been carrying Aaron's phone during the entire ride, tucked in his belt pouch. He handed it over only after Naomi looked at it, though she didn't seem to notice anything strange. Aaron called Lily. No answer. I'm going home, he said. Someone might have called there. He rode back, trying to steady his breathing. As he walked through the door, the landline was ringing. Mr. Chase, the voice said. This is Detective Rowan with the APD. Yes, Aaron answered. There was an incident. A shooting. Your wife is physically unharmed. But Mr. Ford is dead, my friend told me. Lily's okay. She's at the station. In shock. We'd like you to come pick her up. Of course. Where? Main office. 3rd floor. Check in at the front desk. Aaron changed quickly shorts and a t-shirt over his cycling gear, phone and wallet in his belt pack. He drove off with no clue what was coming next. At the station, he was escorted to a small room where 2 detectives waited, Rowan, a grizzled, athletic man with sharp gray hair, and his partner, Detective Ava Bennett, a striking brunette. They asked him to walk through his day. Aaron explained the bike ride in detail, naming who he was with, when, and where. Then came the obvious question. Were you aware your wife was involved with Mr. Ford? Rowan asked. Yes, Aaron replied evenly. How did that make you feel? I didn't like it. So I moved on. Moved on how? Bennett asked. I've been seeing someone else. So you had an open marriage? No, Aaron said quickly. She announced she was seeing her boss. I responded by leaving the marriage emotionally, that's it. Do you own firearms? Yes. I have a gun safe. We'll need to check it. That's fine. They continued gathering details about his alibi, his ride with Ethan, who he saw, and when. Aaron answered everything calmly, knowing each word mattered. They left Aaron in a small interview room with no explanation. The door shut with a click. Locked. He sat quietly, scrolling through his phone, trying not to look nervous. 15 minutes passed before Detective Rowan returned. We'd like to take a look at your phone, he said casually. Aaron looked up. I've got some confidential work stuff on there. Nothing illegal, just not something I want floating around. We can get a warrant, Rowan replied with a shrug. Aaron sighed. Fine. Go ahead. They said it would take about 30 minutes. While they combed through the device, he was escorted to see Lily. She was in borrowed jeans and a t-shirt, looking pale and terrified. Aaron approached her carefully. You all right? Lily blinked back tears. No. He was shot, Aaron. Right in front of me. There was blood everywhere. I'm sorry, he said, his voice soft. Once they give me my phone back, I'll take you home. Okay, she whispered, then after a pause, added, Aaron. I regret all of this. Maybe we can talk on the way back. He nodded and gave her a brief hug. Soon after, a detective returned with his phone, and they were cleared to leave. In the car, they didn't speak at first. Then Lily broke the silence. Tell me the truth. Did you do it? Aaron kept his eyes on the road. No. I won't pretend I'm sad the guy's gone, but it wasn't me. She stared at him long and hard. I know you, Aaron. You're capable of it. But you met someone else. That's why you didn't do it. Did you see what happened? No, Lily said, voice cracking. I just heard the shot and it was chaos. She started crying again, loud and uncontrolled sobbing. Aaron said nothing as he pulled into the driveway. Inside, officers were waiting. Aaron led them to the gun safe. They opened it, checked the contents, and asked about ammunition. He pointed to a sealed box of .30 caliber rounds. They didn't seem interested in anything else. Back outside, Rowan gave him a pointed look. We're going to check the rifle we found. DNA, fingerprints, the whole thing. Aaron shrugged. I've got nothing to hide. I didn't shoot anyone. Then we're done for now. As the officers drove off, Aaron exhaled and turned his attention back to Lily. Before dealing with her, he called Maya to explain what had happened. She knew some of it already. He asked if she'd come over later, after Lily had calmed down. Maya agreed. Next, Aaron called his parents and checked in on the girls. They talked about everything: Ford's death, Lily's shock, the investigation. There was one practical concern: whether the twins should still go to outdoor camp next week. After some back and forth, they decided yes. They needed normalcy. Lily disappeared into a long shower. Aaron waited patiently. She came out eventually, wrapped in a robe, looking drained but oddly composed. He asked gently, "Feeling any better?" She gave a faint smile. "Not really, but the hot water ran out." "Figured." "What now?" she asked. "We could order pizza. I'm starving." "Fine," she said, settling on the couch. They ate in silence for a while. Then Lily looked across the table at him. "I was thinking about you earlier," she said flatly. "And I'm not entirely sure you're innocent." Aaron raised an eyebrow. "I already told you. I was out riding with Ethan. The cops know that. He might lie for you." "He doesn't have to lie," Aaron replied calmly. "Yeah, I've got issues with anger. But that doesn't mean I pulled the trigger." "Well, he was an idiot," she muttered. "You were right about that." "Are you filing for divorce?" she asked suddenly. "Maybe. I mean, you threw all of this in my face, Lily. After everything." She looked away. "I thought Julian would be better." "He wasn't." Aaron nodded. "Doesn't surprise me. You've got Maya," she continued. "Younger, prettier, athletic. Someone said she played college soccer." "She did," Aaron said. "And she just, what, grabbed you up the minute I left?" "No, not exactly. It started around the same time you ran off with Julian. First we danced." "Why?" Lily asked. "Trying to make me jealous?" "No. I needed to feel alive again." She leaned back, arms crossed. "I probably won't have a job soon. And you'll leave me. I know I'll be alone. I guess the prenup keeps me off the streets. I'm not heartless, Lily. I won't let you go hungry. Maybe you'll find another job." "Unlikely. Emma's probably gunning for me now." Aaron's phone buzzed. "Maya." He stepped into the living room to take the call. Lily followed, standing in the hallway. She heard them saying they missed each other. She heard Maya say, "I love you." If Lily had been wearing shoes, she might have kicked herself. Aaron hung up. Lily stepped forward. "Let her come, Aaron. It's time. I want to meet her." 30 minutes later, Maya knocked. Lily was now dressed and composed, at least on the surface. The door opened. The two women locked eyes. It felt like a full minute passed in total silence. Finally, Maya said, "I'm sorry. I know this must be hard." "It is," Lily said. "I'm trying to make sense of it." "You left him," Maya said gently. "That wasn't my doing." They were about 10 feet apart. Aaron stood between them, ready if needed. Lily's lip trembled. Tears welled again. She stepped forward, then collapsed into Maya's arms. Aaron stood stunned. Maya held Lily as she sobbed uncontrollably. When Lily calmed, Maya sat her down. Aaron joined them on the couch, placing an arm around his wife. "I'm such a fool," Lily whispered through sobs. "Such a damn fool." Eventually, she got up. "Think there's any hot water left?" "Maybe," Aaron said. She showered again, used up what little water remained, and came out exhausted. Aaron gave her something to help her sleep, and she collapsed in the bed. Aaron and Maya moved to the guest room. They didn't want to leave Lily alone. At 10 p.m., the murder made headlines. News anchors detailed Ford's many affairs, mostly with married employees. Aaron was far from the only suspect. Later reports on CNN suggested he also had enemies in business. There were whispers that even Emma might have had motive. Aaron turned off the TV. Enough. After 11, they went to bed. No intimacy, just quiet. Maya lay beside him, silent. Aaron woke early and checked on Lily. She was still asleep. She finally stirred at 9, then headed to the shower. At 10, they all sat down for breakfast. Maya made pancakes. It felt almost normal. Then Mozart chimed from Maya's phone. She answered and listened for a moment. "It's the detectives," she told them. "They want to follow up." "Invite them here," Lily said. "We might as well stay updated." At 11 sharp, Rowan and Bennett arrived. Maya gave her statement in a separate room, which took about 25 minutes. Afterward, they all sat together in the living room. "Any news on who did it?" Lily asked. Bennett shook her head. "Not yet. Quite a few people had reason, including you, Mr. Chase." Aaron frowned. "We've already gone over this." "Yes," Rowan said, standing up. "But thank you both for cooperating." After the detectives left, Naomi called. "Heads up," she said. "The police will want a statement from me next." Aaron thanked her, and said he'd catch up with Ethan at work later. Everyone at the house felt off balance. No one really knew what came next. Should I go? Maya asked cautiously. Lily shook her head. No, I get it. Aaron probably wants you here. She looked at him, and Aaron nodded without hesitation. They all moved to the back patio with mugs of coffee. The morning air was cool. Lily had pulled herself together, somewhat. Still quiet, still heavy-eyed, but no longer unraveling. I keep seeing him, she murmured, rubbing her temples. Just lying there. Not moving. It's like it's burned into my brain. Maya leaned forward gently. In my psych course on grief, they said images like that, they're stubborn. But eventually they fade. I really hope so, Lily said, her voice cracking. Aaron tried to pivot. Any news from work? Lily exhaled. I worked directly under Julian. I handled shipments, communications, some I let him see, others I managed quietly. Whoever takes over will need someone to fill that role. Any idea who that'll be? Maya asked. My guess? Emma. I know what's in the will. I signed it. She gets everything. A few things for his mother, but otherwise, it's all hers. Do you want to stay there? Aaron asked, watching her carefully. Yes. I need to support myself. She looked toward Maya, who was calm but attentive. Aaron glanced at Maya. Well, until you're stable again, we'll make space. Lily's expression shifted ever so slightly. Did you two sleep in the house last night? Maya nodded. In the guest room. I hope that arrangement stays, for now. There was a layered tone in her voice that neither Aaron nor Maya missed. Aaron responded lightly. We'll take things day by day. The girls will be home next week. Lily turned to Maya. You went to their game, right? Yes, it was great, Maya said. They played hard. I missed it, Lily muttered, her face tightening. I feel like a complete idiot. Julian, he played me, just like the rest of them. He was charming, sure, Maya said gently. But you made a big mistake. Aaron looked over at Lily. I think you've been unhappy for a long time. Not just with him, at home too. Lily didn't deny it. Yeah, probably. I don't even know when it started. Maybe it was just thinking something else would be better. Grass is greener, you know? And then, bam. I destroyed everything. She stood abruptly and went inside. They heard the clang of pots and pans. A while later, the scent of chocolate drifted into the yard. Lily baked a cake, chocolate, thick with bitterness. Around noon, Aaron and Maya wandered into the kitchen to check on her. They ate sandwiches while the cake cooled. The day rolled on. Maya grilled burgers for dinner, and Lily made a basic salad. They didn't talk about the future. None of them was ready for that. At 9, Lily went to bed. Twice during the night, she woke up screaming. Aaron went in, sat on the edge of the bed, and calmed her down each time. By morning, it was Tuesday. Maya got ready for work. Aaron was planning to go to the office too, but hesitated, unsure about leaving Lily alone. Then Lily's phone rang. She picked it up, put it on speaker. Emma, are you coming in today? I have a job. Lily asked, surprised. Yes, Lily. We're in chaos. Despite your stupidity with Julian, you're not easily replaceable. I need your help. Lily looked at Aaron. He nodded. I'll be there in an hour, she replied. Good. Use the back entrance. Avoid being seen. Lily arrived at the estate and went straight to the second-floor office. Emma was already waiting. They shook hands, formal, clipped. Emma didn't waste time. Before we begin, tell me, why Julian? I've seen your husband. Was he that disappointing? Lily gave a small, embarrassed laugh. No, Aaron's fine. Julian was just smooth. And attractive. Looks don't last, Emma said. I imagine you figured that out. I did. Not that great, honestly. Not even close. Maybe he never got to that stage with me, Emma said flatly. All right, let's work. They spent the whole day catching Emma up. By 6, they'd gone through the essentials. Then Emma looked up. Dinner. Lily hesitated. Sure. I've got Aaron and his girlfriend at home. So I heard. She's cute. She is. Young, too. They were together the first night I left. Sounds serious. Your daughter's like her? Surprisingly, yes. Emma smiled. Well, if you ever want a little fun, I can loan you one of my boy toys. They're trained and eager. Lily turned red. Thanks. Not quite ready. No rush, Emma said with a wink. Now that we're the ones running things, maybe the men should worry. Anything I can help with? If it comes to that, maybe I'll take you up on the toy boy. You're adorable, Lily, Emma said, laughing. Later that night, after Lily returned home, she mentioned her raise, substantial and unexpected. Erin and Maya listened as she described her day. I won't be a burden anymore. Looks like I'll be okay financially. Her tone was flat. There was no triumph in her voice. Erin started to say something, but Lily cut him off. Oh, by the way, Emma offered me one of her toys if I need stress relief. Maya blinked. She has those? Apparently. How do they look? Maya asked, half laughing, half curious. Erin stayed quiet, mildly irritated. I didn't ask, Lily said. Over the next 6 weeks, Lily threw herself into work 6 days a week, either at the office or Emma's house. She never missed a shift. The energy was different now. Focused. 2 weeks in, Erin filed for divorce. No one was surprised. Emma helped Lily hire a lawyer, and they settled quickly. The paperwork was simple. The girls stayed with Erin and Maya, but visited Lily often. She didn't fight it. Over time, things stabilized. She and the twins began to reconnect. There were still cracks, but fewer arguments. Maya moved into the main house and gave up her apartment. She stepped naturally into the role of stepmother, and the girls responded to her warmth. The household found a rhythm. One evening, after another night of quiet lovemaking, Erin and Maya lay close under the covers. Erin brushed a strand of hair from her face. Maya, he said softly, would you ever want to get married? She froze, holding her breath. Maya looked Erin in the eyes. Yes, she said softly. They kissed. I want children, too, she added, a little nervous. Erin pulled her into a hug. Back to diapers, huh? Well, all right. They kissed again, sealing something real. 6 months later, they were married. 2 months after that, Maya was pregnant. As their lives took root, the murder investigation slowly unraveled. What was once a media frenzy faded into cold files and stale theories. Every few months, a journalist tried to revive interest, but nothing stuck. The police chased every thread, jealous spouses, former lovers, business enemies, but came up dry. Alibis were flimsy or missing entirely, but no one had a clean connection. The rifle yielded no clear fingerprints. There were no credible witnesses, despite repeated appeals to hikers or bikers who might have been nearby that morning. They even looked into Emma. She was with 2 young men, far from the scene. Some thought she might have ordered the hit, but there was no evidence of anything professional or premeditated. Eventually, detectives admitted they had nothing. Erin, once a person of interest, faded off their radar. Ethan, thanks to detailed travel logs and timestamps, was considered clean. Eventually, the case just went cold. While the investigation died quietly, Lily was finding a new identity. At work, she became indispensable to Emma, who took over the company. Lily's deep knowledge of operations and her tireless effort made her essential. She knew things about the business even Julian hadn't fully understood. Still, something was off. Lily avoided the pool. Emma noticed. One Saturday, Lily had just finished her shower when Emma walked in and tossed her a robe. Come with me. Lily hesitated but followed. Out back, near the pool, 2 lounge chairs were set up. Lily froze. Emma pointed. There's a treat for you, but you have to go outside to get it. Lily's eyes narrowed, but she stepped outside. There, beside the pool, stood 2 young men, both naked, both fit and beautiful. One dark-skinned, the other tanned and blonde. Neither flinched at the attention. Emma smiled. This is Leo. That's Caleb. You haven't slept properly since the shooting. Pick one. Lily just stared. Then, with a shaky breath, she let the robe fall. Slowly, she walked over to Leo. Hi, I'm Lily. He smiled. Nice to meet you. They didn't speak much after that. Lily's fear of the pool ended in applause from Emma and Caleb. It was ridiculous, indulgent, but freeing. Lily felt alive again. Her life shifted after that. Between work and personal indulgences, she settled into something new. Sundays were for her daughters, and sometimes for Erin and Maya too. When Maya gave birth to their son, Haley, Lily visited with gifts and a faint smile. She was happy, mostly. Maybe a little jealous. Later, over tea, Maya asked her casually, so, seeing anyone? Lily smirked. Seeing? Not really. Sampling? Definitely. That night, Maya returned to Erin with a kind of renewed hunger. Things between them had cooled slightly after the baby, but now she was back. From time to time, she and Lily had these quiet, strange talks. Never too long. Just enough. For Lily, it felt like a subtle atonement. A way to keep something balanced between them. Eventually, baby Owen arrived. And just like that, life kept growing. One night, after the kids were asleep, Naomi joined Erin on a slow walk through the yard. They stopped near the guest house. Maya's great, she said softly. I think so too, Aaron smiled. You know, back then, you could have had me. He turned to her. But you picked Ethan. She nodded. Do you want to know why? Sure. Because you scared me, Aaron. That made him blink. What do you mean? You've always been calm, reliable. But underneath, there's a darkness. Anger. I saw it even when we were kids. I didn't understand it, but I felt it. Aaron didn't respond. I still love you, Naomi said gently. In a way, I always will. He looked at her for a long moment. I don't think about it much anymore. I do. Sometimes. And I've watched you build something good. A family. A home. For the girls. For Maya. Even for Ethan and me. She paused. But Aaron. I saw Ethan hand you your phone after that ride. I didn't get it at the time, but later, it clicked. You took a huge risk. So did he. Aaron's shoulders tensed. Should I see someone? He asked. Talk to somebody? Naomi smiled. No, that's not who you are. You carry it. You always have. He didn't argue. It is what it is, she said. And Ethan and I, we still love you. Weeks passed. The police stopped calling. The Ford case slipped out of the public's mind. Aaron and Maya raised their children with love. Lily remained central to the company and carved out her own version of happiness. It wasn't conventional, but it was hers. The twins adapted well. Their lives were still split, but the support from both homes grounded them. They grew strong, focused, and emotionally steady. The past wasn't forgotten, but it lost its edge. Everyone found their place. The jagged paths they walked had somehow led to balance. A fragile piece, maybe, but real. In the end, they didn't return to how things were. They built something new, and it held.